Good morning, St. Francis. Good morning, people of God. It is Tuesday, the 7th day of February, 2023, Tuesday of the 5th week of the year, the 5th week in Ordinary Time, back in Raleigh after traveling all day yesterday from San Diego. So cool morning today in Raleigh. It was kind of cool in San Diego too, but not cool like this. So, but a beautiful day, beautiful Carolina blue sky. Our courtyard just after morning prayer has concluded, and we are getting ready to begin our day. There are many people who are coming, and as you can see, there they go. See, there are some of our students on their way to Media Center, I believe, and everybody is always a ham, always be able to want to do something to show off, because that's what they do. They do that in a variety of ways because they are glorious students, and there they are, and then we have just some people like Ms. Kabanik who try to keep them all in line. Anyway, today's readings, we continue with Genesis, the last half of the first creation story, in which God creates humanity. And the way, again, in which humanity is created is not out of earth or mud or dirt or a rib or anything else like that. Humanity is basically just created, and created importantly after God's image. The second creation story does not say that we are created after anybody's image, although the breath of God is placed into the man, and then a rib is made out of the woman, and a rib is made into the woman, and there's symbolism behind all of that. But the reality is, in the first creation story, humanity comes to be with everything else in creation, and it comes to be as the crown of creation, the sixth day, the last day of creation, comes humanity, and God looks at everything and says it is not just good, but very good. And it's humanity, all creation itself, all together, humanity causing God to pronounce that it is not just good, but very good. And so it gives us pause, again, to think about ourselves and who and what we are as these created beings by a God in God's image, created out of love, created not to be enslaved to God or basically just to worship God, but to create a world out of what we have been given, because that is what God says to the humanity, all of the humanity, not just one, but a variety, a complexity of human beings, to create a world out of what God has created. A world especially where everything has its place, where everything knows its value, where everything knows it has a reason for existing, even down to the lowly mosquito. So how do we understand that? How does that become a part of our own appreciation for creation, our own appreciation for ourselves, and who and what we are as beings that are given the charge to take care of this earth and to make sure this earth becomes what it is that God intends it to become. In Mark's Gospel today, we get the first of many big fights between what is tradition and what is God's will, and the ability sometimes, or the inability we have many times, to discern between those two. And sometimes we think that our own traditions, our own inventions by our own human selves are more important than doing God's will, especially are more important than the gospel, are more important than understanding how we are supposed to live. When we become so attached to traditions that we lose sight of what it means to be a people of God, what it means to be stewards of creation, what it means to be people who create a world and a life out of this world that we have been given, then in many ways we are not living as God asks us to live. To be people only of traditions that sometimes don't even give life, that basically oppress us, that would keep us down, that would keep us from experiencing the wonder and beauty of God, are not traditions that are worth keeping, are not part of what God designs for us as human beings and how we are to live. It is for us to make sure that God's will is never muted, is never suppressed by our own desires for doing what is right, because we only do what is right according to what God understands right to be. And may the Lord give you his peace.